9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
It is a beautiful day in the honey pot. Happy Friday, wonderful people. It is your hostess with the mostest every Friday night. If you're seeing my face, you know exactly what time it is. And we are underway with our Honey Night SmackDown watch along. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited to be here. Just had to fuel up and get a snack going. Hope you guys got your beverage and snacks and whatever you choose to have with you when you watch wrestling. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy night. I'm not sure what to expect. There were no honey pot predictions today, but yes, welcome to our Honey Night SmackDown watch along as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. I just got off of a great show with WWT Live with the crew. Shout outs to Councilman Courtney and Ced and Dion in the building. And we had a lot to discuss. There was actually a really cool topic that not a cool topic, but a very concerning topic that Councilman was touching on towards the end there. And I wonder if you guys had a chance to tune into that before you joined me, because we're going to be here for the next 3 hours. All right. We got a lot going on. All I know is that Dwayne Johnson's going to be here. All I know is that the final boss is here tonight. That's all I know. And we have Big Jim and Drew McIntyre is literally happening right now, right in front of me. TIFFY STRATTON is going against Candace LERAE. Tag team titles on the line between DIY and Pretty Deadly. I don't know what to expect. I really don't know what to expect this week. Which is why it was really difficult to do honey pot predictions, because it's like, how can you predict what you can't expect? But it's like, that's the point of having predictions, is to see if you can guess what will happen. But The Rock kind of threw a wrench in my whole program today, and you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for the excitement. I'm here for the pop up. Wonder what the final boss has got to talk about tonight, but we're gonna get into all of that. Lewis Johnson, thank you for joining us. Shout out to everybody already coming in and the views in the chat. Papa Honey's is in the building as well. It's time. It's honey time. I love it. Shout outs to, of course, the legendary Vader. If you know, you know. Boza, always great to have you with us. Bobby, shout outs to you. Pachu, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. So yeah, man. This has been a crazy week. I would say it's always around Royal Rumble, and it's between Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, or between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, is always a really weird and crazy time. It's always hectic. There's always a lot of chess pieces being played and moving around. So it just seems like everything's a bit chaotic right now. But, we got the ruler invading TNA. You had Moose coming into NXT. You had the Hardy Boys coming to return to NXT. You had Fandango last week. So it's just like, what are we gearing up for this year? What is this year going to bring? What is this year's road to WrestleMania going to lead us to by the end of it? What are we going to look like come April? So it's always a confusing time in between the end of the Rumble, after the Rumble, and then pretty much going into Mania. It's such a really rocky space to be in. Like I said, a lot of moving pieces that are in this WWE machine. And I would say that I would definitely say that there's just been a lot that we've had to intake as far as, pretty much if you're a wrestling fan and you're covering all promotions, God, you must be exhausted. You must be exhausted. Boza says, it's so crazy. I forgot this is the last real SmackDown before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Like, literally. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Let me look at the calendar. Hold on here. That's so crazy to think about. Yeah. Oh no, we have actually one more. We have next Friday, which is the 28th. I mean, well, the 28th would be the go home show before we get to Chamber, because we know Chamber is March 1st. But yeah, man, we're already here. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy time to be a wrestling fan. So much going on. And I'm just here for it. But we got a whole another 3 hours to talk about it and to catch up. I was not here last week, and Bobby, thank you and shout outs to you. We did have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I ended up actually having a great Valentine's Day. I was supposed to actually be working, but it turns out I was not needed last minute. And Patrick and I went out, had a little mini cocktail date and called it a day. We just enjoyed each other's company, enjoyed each other's time, because honestly, not for nothing, Valentine's Day is every day in our house. So that's that. But we're back to the action here. Drew McIntyre really laying into Jimmy Uso. I'm not sure. I mean, this being the beginning of the show is kind of not necessarily concerning, but it's interesting. It's very interesting. We know a lot of the history that Drew McIntyre and Jimmy Uso have had here. Drew with dealing with Roman Reigns and the bloodline and what have you. And we know his disdain for everyone that had to do with the bloodline, anyone in regards to CM Punk. It's pretty much all relative. And Drew, again, having a little bit too much of overconfidence in this match, because you shouldn't underestimate Big Jim. Samoan drop right there. Jimmy for the cover. Nope. No shot. Wonder what it would take for Jimmy Uso to defeat Drew McIntyre. It's not like Drew McIntyre is an easy win, because he's not. Flying headbutt, my God. I can't believe we're like 50 something days away from WrestleMania. That's so nuts to even fathom. Like, here we are again, guys. Here we are again on the road to yet another life-changing WrestleMania for all of us. Hey, Benjamin. Hey, Jeff. Hope you guys are doing all right. How was your week? Who's excited for The Rock tonight? Who's excited for the final boss? And what do you guys think he's going to talk about? Let me know in the chat. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe this video as well. Like and subscribe to Women's Wrestling Talk. Like, share with all your peeps and all your friends, and let them know that the Sweetest Oos has a watch along going on right now. Right now. Ooh, super kick. Jimmy, that was not a spear. That was wasn't a strong spear. There's a lot of speculation as to the different reasons as to why The Rock is here tonight. They are in New Orleans tonight. And people are saying that he could announce the next WrestleMania. There are those that are saying that he could possibly be back to screw up someone's life. Yeah, he could come back for Roman. There's still unfinished business there. Other than that, I don't see why Dwayne would need to be here. But Roman's on Raw. So I'm not sure if it would have anything to do with Roman, unless Roman is here. I'm going for that Bama Slam again. Jesus. Oh, roll up. 1, 2. Ooh. Wow. Got a counter roll up here. What a huge upset. And of course, Drew being Drew, he's not having it. Drew McIntyre is absolutely pissed that he just got embarrassed and beaten by Jimmy Uso. I mean, Drew, you lost fair and square. Just completely berating Jimmy. Oh, man. Oh, this doesn't look good. I smell a Claymore kick to the post. This is not going to be good. Oh, I was going to, yep. And just in time, the officials were able to get Jimmy out of harm's way. Drew McIntyre is just going on to having another year, another great year. But I have a feeling he's going to run right back inside. I was not expecting that. I definitely wouldn't have predicted this in my honey pot predictions if I did them. Because I was going to say Drew. Claymore kick to Jimmy. I called it. He was going to run right back in. Can't be a Scottish psychopath. You wouldn't be a Scottish psychopath if you didn't do that. One Claymore to do the job. What's next now for Jimmy Uso? What does this mean? First match down. And we also have a tag team match here. Braun Strowman, Damian Priest Solo versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Okay. I believe that was originally advertised as something else, but it seems like that's back on. Is that tag team match going to be next? I'm not sure what else they had advertised for tonight, but ever since the announcement of The Rock being here, it's like everything went haywire. And then this was interesting too. Seeing this last week was so interesting because now you have some tension drawing between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa this time. And Cody and Damian Priest were able to come out on top. There's a lot to be said for that. Speaking of, there he is. Solo Sikoa. Okay, he's back to the red now. Before it was white, now he's back to red. Okay, so maybe it was just nothing. I had made an assumption earlier on WWT Live that possibly he was wearing white for a reason, but nah, he's just wearing it for the drip. What happened to Tama last week was an accident, he said to Jacob. Jacob said if it wasn't an accident, you wouldn't be standing here. Mm. That right there is exactly why I love you. Now it's I love you, Jacob. I don't know, man. Jacob's not stupid. There's some real tension going and brewing between these three. Oh boy, guys, the final boss returns. He's probably not going to return till like the last 15 minutes. So try not to get too excited. We know how Dwayne does. If he's not opening it, he's closing. Raw Women's Tag Team Championship on the line. We got Team Glow Est and versus Liv and Raquel Rodriguez. Intercontinental Championship on the line between Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria defending. We got Penta, CM Punk. It's gonna be a fun time. I thought this was I got excited for the commercial. I thought this was Reacher. It's not a commercial for Reacher, but side note, I watched all 3 episodes of Reacher already. Just waiting for next week. Now I got to be like everybody else, waiting and torturing myself week by week for the new episode to come out. 1 week from the Elimination Chamber, and can't wait to see it on Peacock. Me neither, Jeff. It's going to be very, very, very exciting. Boza says Drew is a big baby. He expected to have momentum heading into the chamber, but Big Jim embarrassed him. Drew's obsession with getting a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 41 made him get an embarrassing loss. Not for nothing, it wouldn't be the first time that big boy Drew McIntyre has gotten embarrassed in the public eye of the wrestling fans and the WWE universe. We know that Wrestling 40 was probably one of the most embarrassing moments, but aside from also getting embarrassed in his hometown by the same person. Benjamin thinks that the final boss wants Cody. Yeah. I mean, if it had to do with Roman, it's got to be. It's either Roman or Cody. I'm not sure if he really needs to be included into the bloodline story that's going on right now with Jacob and Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa. Jimmy has his own story. Jay's on Raw. He's about to face Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. So it's like there's only so many people. So it would have to be Cody. If it's not announcing a new movie or another PLE or something like that. Jeff thinks that he'll try to challenge Cody for Roman after WrestleMania. Do you think so? I don't know. I would think that The Rock would want to kind of go after his cousin. Like I would think that we would have some beef with the tribal chief and the final boss. I'm just saying. But then again, it's all the more reason for me to want to brag about the fact that not really brag, but mope about the fact that I got robbed last year. Robbed of my main event. That would have been gravy. But it's all good. Here we are. There's still hope for the future. Next week, next Friday, we have the kickoff streaming on Peacock. The Elimination Chamber kickoff at 6:30 Eastern time in Toronto. We got Michael Cole, Trish Stratus, Tiffy Stratton, Cody Rhodes, Liv Morgan, CM Punk, Roxanne Perez, Drew McIntyre, and Bailey, and so much more. Hey, Brandon Stevens, good to see you, buddy. Thanks, Bobby. Yeah, it says Wrestling with Honey with a little microphone and a couple of bees, and on the back of it is a QR code that pretty much leads to my socials, which is dope. So that way, if I'm walking outside and you just scan the thing, and they're like, "Oh, just it's a walking advertisement." We're getting into the history of the Elimination Chamber, one of the most dangerous contraptions in all of WWE history, aside from the Hell in the Cell. But similar to the Hell in the Cell, it changes you, and it changes what you be. It pretty much has a hold on what you become afterwards. You know, you go in all good, but you never come out the same. And we have both our men and women's matches already set. Winner goes on to challenge for a title at WrestleMania, the title of their choosing. Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, John Cena, CM Punk, and Logan Paul. It's going to be a good match. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Logan Paul being the one everybody beats up in the ring, that's for sure. Hey, cousin Ron, good to see you. Good to see you again, I should say. You're picking Logan Paul and Alexa Bliss to win in Toronto, Jeff. That's very ballsy of you to pick Logan Paul. I don't think Logan Paul's winning. To be honest, I truly think that we could get John Cena again. There we got Mr. Mellow Hayes and R-Truth. Earlier segment backstage. Oh my God, stop. R-Truth said Truth made a tag match. Oh, I'm him. Wait a minute, what? What? Mellow don't Miz. Oh my God, Archie. How do you not laugh? How do you not laugh? Good for Mellow. He didn't break. So Miz and Mellow are in a tag team match against R-Truth and a legend from Louisiana. A Louisiana legend. If he got Boogeyman, I'm going to lose it. I'm curious as to what this could lead. A Louisiana legend. Hmm. Hey, Cindy. Cindy says 3 hour SmackDown, but Liv versus Naomi got to be the match they cut for Dwayne. Listen, I don't even know why they even had to cut a match at all. And I was saying this earlier, Cindy. I'm like, why even cut the match? Just give Dwayne 20 minutes like you always do. It's a 3 hour show. And of all things, you're going to get rid of a women's match? Come on. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then we've seen, like, I don't know. Like, if this. I can understand and share some of the frustrations that I know that councilmen and the crew were talking about earlier about the women's division being not so okay with how things are being booked. So I understand that. Like we've been seeing a lot of the repetitive same things. We don't really get many good. We don't have good like backstage segments with the women and Lyra Valkyria. You know, I feel like she's the Intercontinental Champion. She should be a focal point and she's the inaugural. I feel like it's like kind of just disappearing into the wind. Not so much like Kaylani's, but more so like Fallon Henley's run did for the women's North American title. At least to me as a viewer. I'm not trying to disrespect or downplay anybody's talent here. I'm just calling like how I see it. And I have different eyes than everyone else. But I'm just saying that I think that there's different ways that we can try to include a lot of the other women and said made a really good point, and I think that Triple H would be smart to do this, would be to follow the NXT formula. Maybe not so much have everybody doing the same shit every week, but at least changing it up every other week and rotating. So that way everybody gets a chance to shine. And that would actually be a smart move because Shawn Michaels, we see how well Shawn Michaels is benefiting from it with the partnership to TNA. TNA is it's back to being the hottest it's ever been in a long time. And you know, the crossovers, and then you also have the new talent coming in, you know, the LFG, the NIL, the Evolve, all of that. Like things are cooking up. And at any point, you know, the opportunity can either, you know, you either rise to the occasion or you let it flop. So I think now, especially is the crunch time, especially for the main roster division, and you want to make sure that these mid-card titles have an impact just as much as the big titles. You know, there's no reason why this like why didn't we just get Dakota Kai to win? Why didn't we just give Dakota Kai the win in the Intercontinental Championship tournament? Why didn't we just do that? Why are we doing this now? Why are we running that back now? So I mean there's questions, there's you know answers for everything, but there's questions and curiosities that I have in regards to how they are booking things. And now looking on the outside of it, I totally understand what Councilman was trying to bring up when bringing up that point. But it's important that everybody gets a shot. And I don't think that I'm not sitting here and saying I agree. I love the fact that Dwayne Johnson's here. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I agree with them cutting anybody for Dwayne. I would totally be fine with them adding Dwayne to a show that was already done, and then you find a way to make room for them. You know what I mean? Like he's the Hollywood star. He could come in and out and come back at any time he wants to. He's also literally one of the main shareholders of TKO. So it's like I get it, but Rocky, I understand the final boss thing was a character last year and you were throwing your weight around and everything like that. This time it's really showing, but not in final boss form. It's showing that in behind the scenes, which is kind of strange to me because it's supposed to be part of your character. But now I'm just like, all right, did you really have to cut your younger cousin's wife's match with Liv Morgan at a women's match, no less? Like, why is it always those matches that we're cutting back? Why is it like that? I'm not going to sit here and say we're always cutting the women's matches, but it's pretty frequent that it's a lot of the women's matches. So I'm not sure. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, like I said, I know this is a really tough time for a lot of fans to start grasping what we're looking at and what product we're viewing because of the fact that this is a really hectic time of their year. They also made a lot of early cuts this year. They didn't wait till after Mania to make cuts. So there's a lot that goes into that. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, it's my girl. Yes. 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 Yes, I'm loving this for Zelina. I'm so locked in right now. My dreams are bigger than your measuring stick. Let's go, Zelina. Oh, I love that for her. And she looks fucking good. It ain't over till Zelina Vega says it's over. I am so here for that. That is a line. That is a line. That reminds me of nobody can do it like Lonnie. That is a line. Yes, cousin Ron. So here for that. Courtney says size doesn't matter when it comes to championships. Ask Chris Jericho. Thanks for joining us, Courtney, babe. Gas Mask, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Revolution to evolution. Yes, the Cyberpunk video package. I'm so here for this vibe. I love the look on her, and it's totally her. Yep, Boza. You can tell they're letting Zelina be Zelina. Look at that backdrop. It matches her gaming personality. Everything. It says every. It just speaks volumes. Oh, here we go. Our truth is out. Who's his partner? What's up? Local legend, born and bred right here in New Orleans. If it's Boogeyman, I'm gonna laugh. Welcome to welcome to Louisiana night. Oh my god. Oh my god. You call Louisiana light. You know what? No, no. It's LA night, not Louisiana. What is he doing? A po' boy and bees. What is he doing? Our truth. Oh, LA Knight is a trooper, man. To go from going at Roman Reigns for their title to fighting in Saudi Arabia to becoming a US champ to getting beat by Shinsuke to this. He's a trooper. I give him that. Wow. Truth, yeah. I agree, Boza. Truth has to be in the Hall of Fame. Like stat. Stat. It's LA Knight. He said Louisiana Night. I am so done. LA Knight, R Truth versus Mellow Don't Miz. Louisiana Night and R Truth versus Mellow Don't Miz. I'm sure, yeah, Courtney, I'm sure he'll be back in the championship race. He's just being a trooper for now. I mean, when you're working with R Truth, you're bound to have some fun. I wouldn't complain about working with Truth at all. How funny is this, and how hysterical is it that the tables have turned? Because wasn't LA Knight and the Miz at one point almost a thing? 1, 2. Nope. Next Monday on Raw, we are in Cincinnati and NXT as well. And next Friday in Toronto, as well as Saturday for Elimination Chamber. And I'm sure by the end of this week, we will have a full card. I'm positive, unless they have it all set up already. As for right now, there's only 3 matches booked. And we have the men's elimination chamber, the women's elimination chamber, and then Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for Fight 2000. Fight Forever 2000. Cindy says, I was binging Black and Gold NXT the last few days, and I just had a thought. I really hope they do have a Bianca turn because her heel work in NXT was disgustingly nasty, and she nearly made Candace cry. Yeah. If it's all right. So if we're going to go that route, and if all right. Because I know I've been the one who's been very reluctant on putting Jade and Bianca apart or pulling them apart. I didn't want it at first, but Bianca was definitely at her nastiest and meanest in Black and Gold NXT at one point. Like her heel work was on Sasha Banks level of, rip your biggest fan sign right in front of her till she cries her eyes out. Like, yeah. I recall that. Definitely recall that. So I've been toying with the idea that it could be possibly Bianca who did this to Jade. Not so much Naomi. I feel like Naomi coming in as the one to step in and to replace is the obvious choice to look at. If we are going to do this, I would have to book it as Bianca being the one to betray Jade. Because now we're way past the Charlotte thing. We're way past all that. Because Charlotte's on her way to TIFFY time and all of that. Cousin Ron says, I've been clamoring for heel Bianca for like 2 years now because of that work in NXT. Boza says, we will also have a field day with this tomorrow. I'm excited to see what that one away list is. Honey wasn't happy about the last one on Kayfabe podcast. Yes, if you guys were here last Saturday, I was put through the worst torture as a wrestling fan ever. But because I'm a woman of my word, I don't eliminate Shawn Michaels from matches like one gotta go scenarios. So yeah, but I might have eliminated Brett, which is sad to say even for me. I can't tell if these are planes or drones flying around sometimes out here. Yeah, gas mask. Yeah, way past Charlotte is an understatement. And yes, I did that. Bobby says, who else from NXT would you like to see crossover to TNA? I wouldn't mind a crossover from someone like Kaylani or even let's see. I'm trying to think of one for the men. I wouldn't mind seeing a Shawn Spears crossover either. I think that would be quite interesting. Those are just off the top of my head. Cindy said, let's be honest, who better to make Jade a god at WrestleMania than the nastiest Bianca? Yep. Main evented one of those WrestleManias, first black woman to do it. Well, one of the first. Also won the last few WrestleManias, and she's pretty much the EST of WrestleManias. Yeah. You could be onto something there, Cindy. I think that could be a moment. And I think it's getting tiresome now trying to figure out who attacked Jade, who this, who that, who this, who that. Let's just get right to it. Like, just have Jade come back, pop up on them, and Like Kendrick said, sometimes you got to pop out and show them. So do that. You know, Jade, I'm a vengeful Jade is going to probably be the best Jade we can get, especially right now. And this would be the Jade that we have been waiting for to arrive. The same Jade that we know that AEW wanted to have when they were booking her the way they were booking her. Yeah, so that, like, there's only so much we can tell and do, and we shall see as time progresses. Maybe she'll show up tonight. Who knows? Because she's from Atlanta, isn't she? And that's not far from Louisiana. Mellow don't Miz. We're really calling them this right now. I don't want to start going back to the point where we're putting people in meaningless tag teams. We have tag teams that we could use. And there goes the megastar coming in on the Miz. Tossing in Carmelo Hayes. Here comes the stomps. Yeah. It's funny, the ref, as he's stomping, the ref is yelling, no. That's funny. He was like, no. Wasn't having it. Kick out by the Miz. Close but no cigar. Mello trying to figure out what he's going to do here, saying he got this. I don't know if you do. Oh. First 48, missed that. Try to go for BFT, missed that. Elbow to Mello, tag to Truth. Uh-oh. Here we go. Dedicated to his childhood hero, John Cena, the shoulders. And here we go, looking for the 5-knuckle shuffle with the you can't see me. Yo, I can't. 5-knuckle shuffle. And he's going for the attitude adjustment too. Come on, Truth. My guy just corkscrewed. Yo, he just did a corkscrew spin. Like, ugh. STFU. Here comes the STFU. And of course, Miz not having it. Leave it to Miz to ruin a John Cena move. Benjamin said Jade had made another tweet again today. She was wearing black, like she was mourning something, maybe a sisterhood or friendship. Oh, Cindy, you said his name and he appeared. I need Shinsuke doing something big tonight because goddamn, let him work. And there he was. There he is. He's cooking. He's cooking. That's so crazy. Cindy, you literally just said his name. And that is a 1, 2, 3 for the Miz and Mello. Excuse me, Mello don't Miz. Music Destination, thank you for joining us. Junk Punch Hero, good to see you, buddy. They said they also could have an all NXT call up, like Fallon, Jane, and Nyx are the ones who attacked Jade. True. I don't know if I like that. But then again, it still could be anybody. We also have the tag team match, Braun Strowman and Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu next. Now, I smell super shenanigans for this because I feel like Jacob and Solo are going to butt heads. This isn't going to be good. And there she is, the women's champ, Tiffy Time, ready to defend her title. Is she defending her title? No, I don't think she's defending the title tonight. She's just going against one-on-one against Candice LeRae. Pardon me. Apologies. Best chamber moment. Thank you, Music Destination and JMO 1000. Good to see you, buddy. I feel like I haven't seen you in here in a minute. Let's see. What is my favorite chamber moment? I think that my favorite chamber moment is, I have two favorite chamber moments. One where Shawn Michaels won the first. Literally that weekend or around that time, I had just met him and I was rooting for him so bad. But yeah, when he won the first Elimination Chamber, and my other favorite Elimination Chamber moment was Bray Wyatt winning the championship against AJ Styles. Yeah, I think that's what I'll go with. Those are my two. You guys feel free to let me know what your favorites are. What your favorite Elimination Chamber moments are. It's only right being that we are in Elimination Chamber season and the PLE will be next week. We want Dwayne. We want Dwayne. Where is Dwayne? $2K26. Oh. Dad's favorite Elimination Chamber moment was Logan Paul getting F5 from Lesnar, from Brock Lesnar off the capsule. That was a moment. That was definitely a moment. WWE is holding a press conference at 11 p.m. following SmackDown tonight, as announced by WrestleVotes. Interesting. And The Rock shares a photo of the Rolex that Cody gifted him last year. Could we be getting Rock versus Cody? Could we? Interesting. Ooh, Junk Punch Heroes favorite moments is Tag Team Chamber, Callisto from the top of the chamber. Wild. Cindy says biggest chamber moment was the entire first match. That was a crazy match, man. People forget how star-studded that moment was. Wow, they got a Mike Tyson meet and greet for WrestleMania World. Nice. On 420. Stop playing with me. Cindy says, nah, never mind. My best chamber moment was Hardy small packaging Eddie or Edge and eliminating him immediately. Huh. I think whatever The Rock has to say tonight will drastically affect WrestleMania. Okay, lots of different speculation as to what the final boss could be talking about. I don't think we need to see these vignettes anymore, do we? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I respect Charlotte so much. I really, really do. I respect Charlotte to my core. But it's like, no. I don't think this was the right call. I think this was the safest and easiest call, but I don't think they should have went this way. Like we knew she was gonna choose Tiffy time. We knew that was gonna happen. But there could have been so many other opportunities though. And it's no offense to Charlotte at all. And set your clocks, ladies and gentlemen, because it is Tiffy time. Ooh, excuse me. No way. We can't have this yawning. It's 9 o'clock. We're only 1 hour in. Not having it. Junk Punch Hero says best part of Charlotte's Rumble return her robe trying to keep her from entering. That's funny. That's funny. It's just a joke, Dad. It's just funny. Boza says I don't hate Charlotte. I hate the booking of her. I don't want to finish that sentence like that, but I mean, I feel like that's the easiest target, the easiest thing to target about Charlotte Flair when you like, of course, because their name and this and that, like we know that's the obvious, but it could also be Triple H's love for her, and that it could be favoritism as opposed to nepotism. And a lot of people don't think about that because everybody forgets that Charlotte is one of Triple H's babies. One of his NXT babies. And he holds those very close to his heart. Except Mercedes at the moment. Dylan Johnson, what's up, buddy? It's official. Tiffany and Trish Stratus will meet Princess Candace and Queen Nia at the Chamber. So there goes all our 5. Or those are our 5 matches? Or no, those are 4 matches. That's 4. Yep, Tiffy wants to talk about Charlotte. We don't. Listen, Dylan, I don't know what The Rock is doing tonight, but I would love it. I would love to give a reason for the Cody Crybabies to continue suffering. It would be fantastic. She's not. Uh-oh. Nia Jax. Nia Jax has arrived with Candice LeRae. So it looks like the women's match is up next. Oh, yes, of course. How could we forget? We've been waiting for a Chelsea Green moment. And this is SmackDown, so maybe we'll have an United States Women's Championship match. Cindy O says, I love Lita, but what Trish is doing in 2025 is just insane. She's the WWE's Mako Satomura, ageless and invincible. That is a great comparison. And that is a very big deal. I don't think anybody, I mean, you'd be silly if you don't give Trish Stratus enough credit for continuing to still be the bombshell that she is and still being able to execute holding down a match together, being a part of a rumble. Like, come on. Now, Nia, you don't have your wrestling boots on. Get your cute self outside, girl. Jeff says, I wish that Charlotte Flair would face Julia for her title. Now, see, Jeff, this is what I would have done. I wanted it to be a little bit different. I wanted Io Sky to win the Rumble, and then I wanted Io to choose Julia for the NXT title. Io Sky versus Julia would have been absolutely ridiculous. I feel like that is something that they might have dropped the ball on. Maybe it's not too late, but I'm just saying it would have caught fire. Gas Mask said, I thought Trish said she retired. Well, apparently she's going to be in a tag team match, and she didn't retire if she was at a Rumble. She's also a Hall of Famer. She's one of the few Hall of Famers that have actually come out of retirement. Shawn Michaels, Rey Mysterio, etc. Trish is the legend. Make no mistake. There are no mistakes about that. Absolutely. Dylan says, I heard a rumor of Cena versus Logan Paul at Mania. Absolutely not. I would boycott Mania if Cena's last matches with that clown. I'd rather watch a debate between Trump and Kanye West. I don't think we'll get Cena versus Logan. I know Logan Paul has a history of screwing people in these kinds of matches. I think that it would be only fitting if Logan Paul screws Drew McIntyre, because the Twitter war and the back-to-back promo rivalry and vignettes that they would do for the build-up would be excellent. Because we know Drew's a troll. Like, he don't play that. So I think that would be pretty doable. Just my thoughts. JMO 1000 says, what is your favorite Bret Hart moment? Ooh. My favorite Bret Hart moment. My favorite Bret Hart moment was with, hold on. Or you know what? My favorite Bret Hart moments were anything that he had to do with WrestleMania. I mean, I always go back to this because this is my favorite WrestleMania 10, where he beat Lex Luger and he also beat no, excuse me. Him and Lex Luger were in competition to go against Yokozuna at WrestleMania 10 for the title. Bret Hart was also in a storyline with his brother Owen Hart, and they had a brother versus brother match at WrestleMania 10. And I think they opened it. Oh wow, Tiffy, what the hell? I think they had opened the show, if I'm not mistaken. But Bret Hart opened the show. It was him versus Owen. And then later on, he fought Yokozuna. That he had 2 matches in one night. It was just something about that stuck with me. Bret Hart versus Flair is another good moment, Dad. And Bret versus Taker. Not the Iron Man match. Oh, well. And here comes the Queen. Well, we have the Queen of the Ring and then the Queen. Gas Mask says Shinsuke versus Malachi would be fire. Since he's no longer with AEW, we call him Alistair again. Alistair Black versus Carmelo Hayes would be awesome. Bret winning King of the Ring was a great moment for sure. Charlotte Hogan as Councilman with Gawler. Yeah. The disdain for Charlotte is very strong with that one. Frankie, you want to say hi to the people, Frankie? You're right there. Come on, baby. Get down. Good girl. Candice LeRae is actually taking some control in this match, which is quite surprising. Whatever will Princess Tiffy do? A wrestling hot take? How much time you got? I have quite a few. Oh, we are getting Naomi and Liv Morgan tonight. Huh. Okay. So we have three other matches and the final boss tonight. Okay. So nothing got scrapped. Junk Punch Hero, you're onto something here. He says, since everyone cross gaslights turns heel, how about Sammy cost Jay at Mania? Now that is disrespectful. That is disrespectful. That would be wrong on so many levels. That would piss people off so much. Because not only were people pissed, I mean, there were some people pissed, myself, that were really, I'm talking about me when I say this. I was pissed when Gunther lost last year. I would be upset. I was pissed when Gunther lost to Sami Zayn. I would rather have Gunther lose to freaking Dom Mysterio and be okay with it than Sami Zayn. I would totally do that. But I don't think they're wasting Cross. I'll tell you this, Gas Mask, and I've been on this for the last 2 years. You could ask a few friends of mine over at Sportsmark Analysts. I have been saying for a long time that Cross is pretty much going to be the downfall of a lot of things. He's going to lead to the destruction of a lot of people's not careers but stories. And he's been doing it slowly for a while. He turned Shinsuke, he turned AJ, he turned I forget who else changed up their character a bit. But there's like, it's kind of like, when you went against the Fiend, there was a certain darkness that consumed you. I feel like Cross has that in him, and it's going for Sammy next. Definitely going for Sammy next. I don't think they're wasting him. I think they're slow cooking with him. Very slow. Don't know who is worse in attention seeking, Charlotte or Mercedes. Ooh, Courtney with them shots fired. And I'm here for it because I would have to be inclined to agree. New Day, right? New Day. Gunther losing the IC title at all was a bad idea. It was a bad idea until they gave him the world heavyweight title. Just say. Oh, you're eating popcorn too? Man, listen. Gotta get your snack on, guys. Maybe Skinny Pop will give me a deal or something. Make some things work with the boss lady. Tiffy missed that moonsault. Charlotte wouldn't have missed. Dad, you are so petty. Favorite moment from Stone Cold Steve Austin would have to be the bedpan over Vince McMahon's head. That's one of my favorite moments. I still laugh my ass off to this day. Favorite moment from my favorite tag team. I've had quite a few favorite tag teams. Favorite moment for a tag team. I would say, would you get down? I'm trying to think. Well, I guess it would have to be like anytime Jeff Hardy swanton bombed in a match, in a tag team match or something with the Hardy Boys. And speaking of the Hardy Boys, the Hardy Boys are actually showed up on NXT TV. Well, not on camera on TV, but they've responded to Fraxium. And I hope they do away with Fraxium. Like the legends that they are. The bedpan sound will never not be funny. Yep. It's just one of those moments where that you were not expecting it. So when it hit, like you died laughing. And now when you do watch it, you know what's going to happen. So you're just ready to laugh. It's so good. Oh, Tiffy missed the moonsault again. Well, that was technically like a swanton bomb. That wasn't her prettiest moonsault. No, she never misses that one. Ooh, favorite was Stone Cold and Booker T in the church. What about Booker? What about the supermarket or the beer bath? The what chance? Like different promos he would do with the what chance. Drunk Punch Hero, thus far my favorite Netflix change. No longer stop matches due to a little red. What have you noticed? What have you noticed or liked? For Netflix, I don't know. There's still some things that would need for them to get together when it comes to there it is, prettiest moonsault ever. And it's over. I think that I would have to with Netflix, like the one thing that I don't like about Netflix is when I want to watch it, like if I miss like the first few minutes of it, I can't watch it from the beginning. I either got to watch it live or wait. So I think that's something, maybe not something that I like, but that's something that they need to tweak. Oh, hey, legend. Oh, I love that Trish is running to the ring when Nia Jax is about to squash her, and she ain't even scared. Let's go, Trish. Coming to the rescue of Tiffy time. Laid to waste with Candace LeRae. Like, come on now, legend. She slapped Nia. Oh, girl, come on. Come on, Trish. My girl's not scared. Oh. Oh my God. She's gonna bonsai drop both of them. Oh shit. She's gonna tribal chief stack them. Oh my God. Oh my God. That wasn't even in. All right, you could tell that she was being careful. You could tell. Like that wasn't sold as good as it should have been sold, but it's fine. Here we are. We're still. I don't know. I'm not sure how to feel about that bonsai drop. That was probably not the best bonsai drop, but I understand why. You can't put too much pressure, especially when there's two women. You could really hurt somebody really badly, or your own self. And you know, the queen always comes in the ring when Tiffy's down, and I don't like that shit. I really don't. Her doing the Ric Flair dusting shoes off. I can't. Where's the Wyatt Six? Does anybody know? Can anybody tell me? Does anybody know where the hell the Wyatt Six is? Oh, okay, priest. Respectfully, I'm coming after your title when I win this chamber. What do you say? Look forward to it. Hey, big man match next up. You know what? Stop it, Jeffrey. I'm talking about on the shows. Where are they? On the shows, on the roster, not the game, not the video game. I know they're on the game. Trust me. I've been saying it for weeks. I've been saying it since I've been saying it forever. Like I don't know. I'm worried. Is that true? Where did you hear this? I need to know. But like like I keep saying, I'm gonna keep saying things and manifesting them the same way I manifested Moose versus Oba, because you can't say I didn't do that. I was doing that a whole year last year, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do the same thing with the Wyatt Six. I will manifest them resurfacing again, whether hurt or not. I don't know. I mean, I didn't hear any news about anything. They've been keeping it very under wraps. The last thing I did see of anything Wyatt Six-ish was last week when Alexa Bliss had a segment and they had a little glitchy thing, but no QR code. Strangely enough, they've really given up on the QR codes. Really want to see Cody versus Damian in a match, says Courtney. Jeff says, Cindy says, Jeff, I hate to burst your bubble, but it's almost definitely Rhea versus Liv versus Io at WrestleMania. Do you think they'll crown Io? Dad says, maybe since Bliss is back, Wyatt's will return, maybe for Elimination Chamber. Bobby says, it would be magnificent for Zelina Vega to have a WWE Women's United States Championship. That would be phenomenal for me. Oh, they had a match without him at a house show. Interesting. Cindy says Roseanne isn't winning the chamber that soon. She's got Bailey. Don't do that, y'all. Y'all gonna poke the bear and piss off the councilman with that Roseanne mess. Her name is Roxanne. Damn you, Lillian Garcia. Hi. Want to say hello? What do you want to say to the people, Frank? What do you want to say? Aw, thanks, guys. Her name is Frankie. Say hi, Frankie. Come here, look. Say hi. See the people? She's so curious. What's so funny is that I usually don't get freaked out with the language, but I'm just like, wait a minute. I don't want to verbally attack women on air, guys. Like, this is women's wrestling talk. But it was just like, I was not expecting all of that to come out. Like, I knew he was pissed. I didn't know he was that pissed. What? Say hi, Frankie. Say welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk. Ruff. Thanks, guys. Thank you. She's the best. Roseanne, Louisiana Night, Kevin Saints, Wild Week. I love that. Mackenzie Johnson, good to see you. And what do you think the final boss, The Rock, wants with Cody? What? Hello. He told him. Did everybody forget the last time Cody and The Rock met up? The last time they linked together, it was at Monday Night Raw. It was weeks after losing at WrestleMania, and he gave him something, and he said, our story has just begun. Your story might be over, but our story has just begun. So this is the 13th SmackDown hosted in New Orleans. Very nice. Ah, yes, the Women's Elimination Chamber. Well, while we get into that, why don't you guys hear a word from our sponsors?
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Yes, yes. Shout out to All Caribbean Wrestling. They got Saturday Night Vibe this weekend. The Boss Lady and our loving Boss Lady and Professor are doing commentary for them over there. Hope they're having a great time and safe travels, and wish them well. And big ups to them because they're doing some big, big things out there in All Caribbean Wrestling. Make sure you guys check them out on all the social spaces. Don't forget to also check out wwtalkpod.com. Apparently we need a commercial change, so I'm not going to play it, but we do need a commercial change eventually. But check out all things wwtalkpod.com for all our merch, all our cool interviews, archives, all kinds of cool things that we have on there. It's an updated website as well. New merch is there. And yeah. Bobby says Obafemi versus Moose is going to be a nice match. Nice is a very big understatement. Like it's going to be epic, insane, amazing, fantastic. That's all the above. Also, my favorite moment by Stone Cold Steve Austin was when he broke into Brian Pillman's house and Pillman had a gun. I don't know if that was probably a favorite moment of mine. That wasn't the most charming moment. That was pretty scary for some. And don't forget, women's chamber match has been set, and we will be live to check that out next Saturday on Peacock. In Toronto, we have Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Bianca the EST, as well as Bailey and the Prodigy in her first ever appearance in an Elimination Chamber match, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne. Just so everybody hears me saying it clearly. We got Bianca and Naomi dressed like they're going to Beachella, and I'm here for it. I love it. Raquel, Naomi just said Raquel and Liv. In regards to Raquel and Liv and who attacked Jade, she says, "I don't think they're responsible. I know they were responsible." Oh boy, it's so crazy because I literally have to stare at Bianca and Naomi to look at them and be like, "Which one of you did it? Which one of you did it?" You think Naomi looks guilty? I think they both look guilty. I think it would be crazy if it was both of them. And I've said that here before. I've said that here a couple of times. I'm like, it'd be crazy if it was actually both of them to get rid of Jade. That would be wild business. Cindy says Rox is officially on Raw now. She isn't going back to NXT. That 4-way was her final match. Yes, it was. JMO said whoever attacked Jade did it for The Rock. Jeffrey, I give him the. You guys watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David. I give him the. Like, which one of y'all did it? Like, I know, like, I'm looking to see. Like, I need to see. Like, any tells or any takeaways or any giveaways or any, anything that might give away that the fact that they could be guilty for the situation or not. Like, I'm just like trying to see. Like, it's like you're a parent trying to see if your child's bullshitting. Boza says, come on, they would have told us months ago. One of them did it. Gas mask. Jade's tweet to Naomi saying, are you sure to Naomi was the giveaway? But did she tag Naomi? She didn't tag Naomi. She just said, are you sure? I don't know. I like these vignettes that we received tonight. These are very good vignettes. The Alexa Bliss and the Zelina Vega one. The Zelina Vega one was popping. I'm just saying. It was the look. It was totally her. It was posted after Naomi was asked. No, I know that, but she didn't tag her in it. So we don't necessarily know exactly. We could say, I mean, I understand we could try to put it together, speculate. I get it. We all have our inklings. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm just saying we still don't know any details definitely. We're going to get to a point where Jade is going to be talking about this on a mic and she's going to explain everything. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't even want to talk. I just want to whip some ass. Boza says Drew tweeted a photo of himself getting his knee drained of yellow fluid 45 minutes before SmackDown went on the air, and he still did the match with Big Jim. I wouldn't have even noticed. Boza said, I think Liv and Raquel did it. It would be too easy if both of them did it. I don't know. Like, it's really hard to say. Because I would have said, you know how crazy it would have been? I would have said maybe like it could have possibly been Nia hiring the Tonga twins, you know, but I know we're kind of a long way from that. We're not ready for that yet. But I'm just saying, there's just so many ways this could go and so many ways this could have gone. But we shall see, guys. We shall wait and see. Dad is calling shenanigans on the chamber. He's saying that Jade is going to return at the chamber. Now, Jeffrey, yes, somebody mentioned that in the comments earlier, said that she looked like she was mourning maybe a friendship or a sisterhood. She's about to attend someone's funeral. If I were Jade, I would come back exactly the way that I looked on that first post where she was pretty much reenacting Doja Cat's rollout for her Scarlet album when she had all the blood on her. I feel like Jade coming back like that be like a sickening Carrie vibe moment in wrestling. Like, you left me in a bloodbath and now I am your bloodbath. Oh, I'm so happy Alexa's back. Yes, it's a playground. Yep, and she's won the chamber as champ too. Well shot. So well shot. And here we go. One-on-one action with Liv Morgan and Naomi, and we have Team Glowist on the way out. I love that everybody finally caught on to the go fist bump. Like, it took them a minute to get into it, but I'm so glad that they finally get it now. Yeah, they are dressed like Beyonce from Coachella. That's their vibe tonight. I'm here for it. Oh. Of course. Liv and Raquel had to spoil the fun for the big two. Come on, Bianca. Bianca says, squabble up. They're not even in this match. Well, they are in this match. This is a tag team match. But wait, the ref didn't even ring the bell. There's no ref in there yet. Girls, we need order. Where the hell is the ref? Oh, wow. So they scrapped the match and this is what they give us? So we weren't. So what? You know what? WWE, whatever. Y'all are funny. The WWE is funny tonight. WWE is real funny tonight. Because why still put up the poster of them coming facing off one-on-one if you know that, oh boy, there's a big pickup truck. Can only mean one thing. But we're going to talk about that in a second. All right. So why post the graphic for Naomi versus Liv tonight? Like, I don't know. Why post it while the show's going on and saying that we're gonna have that match? Like, this is it. Like, that's what we got. Damn it, Dwayne. Damn it, Dwayne. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. But okay, I guess. It's 9:40. It's 9:40. They're about to come back from commercial in like 2 minutes. This would have been a perfect time for Liv and Naomi to have like at least a 15-20 minute match. So maybe about like 10:05 or 10, like till about 10 o'clock, like a 20-minute match. At least something. That's wild. I don't know. I agree, Cindy. Unless there's an enormous event tonight, this is just an insult. But the enormous event that we get is a tag team match, and it's going to be Braun Strowman and Damian Priest versus Solo and Jacob. I don't know who booked this night, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. Boza says here, WWE was trying to save face because the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship are on the line on Monday. And Dwayne also changed the main event, honey. It was supposed to have been Cody, Damian, and Braun versus Team Bloodline. And where the hell is Cody? Where's y'all champion at? Where's the undisputed champion at? Dion, explain this if you're watching. This is kind of a draggy SmackDown. It's really draggy, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like, I was excited to be back. The final boss. I thought we would have at least kicked it off with the final boss. I don't know what the reports are on the why it's 6, but we really need to get down to the bottom of it because it's really like dying a bit, and I'm getting scared that it, like, I don't know. Cindy says we both know Dion is busy carrying Dwayne's bags. That's a wild comment, girl. Cindy, I don't know about carrying his bags. But I'm sure he's rolling out the carpet for him for sure. Bose says Dion is the biggest Dwayne supporter. He wasn't happy when we were all pissed that Dwayne tore the script. I wasn't pissed. I wouldn't say that I was pissed about it. I'm excited when The Rock comes back. Like, I want The Rock involved anyway. I don't know whose idea it was to shift all of this stuff, because NXT, I'm like, that's not my final boss. The Raw Netflix debut, that wasn't my final boss neither. We know who the final boss is. And with all these cryptic posts that he's doing and stuff like that, and I know he's got another movie that he's going to be coming out with, because apparently he's signed on to do a Martin Scorsese movie with Leo DiCaprio. So yeah, I mean, this is Dwayne being Dwayne. I understand, but you didn't have to scrap a whole match for you though. 3 hours. 3 hours and you still want to scrap the match? I don't know. That just left like a really crazy, like a really bad taste in my mouth. But here we go. Raquel. No, nobody said nothing about y'all taking their place, Chelsea. The greatest export since maple syrup. The greatest Canadian export since great maple syrup. That is freaking hilarious. All right, well, here we go. We got a match for the U.S. Women's title coming up right now. I already know. Not coming up now, but this is our 5th match. Oh, on SmackDown. It's going to be a good one, she said. SmackDown in Toronto. Here we go. Lights are off. Here he comes, guys. Here comes the boss. Whoa, what's this? So some other music's playing here. Looks like New Orleans cymbals. There's the final boss. Why wouldn't you just come out to your music, though? Oh, okay. That's what I was waiting for. There it is. Dwayne got them goosies again. It's the goosies. The goosebumps. It's the excitement, the electricity flowing through his body. Are those Rocky chants I hear? I'm that girl in the front that just touched Dwayne's hand, yo. She just screamed like a maniac. She touched her. Oh, Dwayne. Why are you here, Dwayne? What do you want? I can smell it, Dad. I could smell it. It's The Rock. Dwayne is here, guys. A lot of excitement in the chat for this, I could see. Who's going to be Chelsea Green's challenger, though? And for the United States Championship, too? Yeah. For the United States Championship, too? Man, if they put Zelina Vega against her and give her a win, I'm just, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I believe in manifesting, but I don't want to jinx my homie. Oh, Dwayne. Rocky. I am excited. I'm very excited. But I'm just saying, I'm a little underwhelmed at the way this whole SmackDown has transpired. It's just the way it's flowed. You know what I mean? It feels chaotic. What if it's an NXT talent like Roxy? Roxy's already in the Elimination Chamber. And she's on Raw. It's got to be somebody like Michin, Zelina, or somebody we haven't seen. Thanks for showing up, Dwayne. Now hurry up. I want to know why you're here. We all want to know why he's here. Maybe Natalia. Oh my God. If they crown Natalia in Toronto. Right, Boza. It's already been 5 minutes. Let's go. Chop, chop. We got things to do. You're down to our final hour, guys. Dad says, finally, The Rock has come back to Louisiana. Yes, we feel it. We feel it. We feel the electricity. You said I'm dropping some shit on your ass tonight. Well, excuse me. This is SmackDown, Rock. This is USA, not Netflix. Yeah, let's get it on the road. Let's go. Get the show on the road. Talk. Speak. Finally. Here we go. Yes. Here we go, guys. Now we're getting to it. Come on. The Rock has come back to Louisiana. Or New Orleans. And finally. WrestleMania going back to New Orleans. There it is. There is the announcement. Deron Kincaid, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. Finally, The Rock has said something. That's funny. From the Superdome. Third Mania in 12 years for New Orleans. Y'all lucky bastard. Is that it? There's no way you're going to come out here for 5 minutes and then leave. Right, Dwayne? Right? Am I right? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Am I right or no? Am I right? April 11th and April 12th at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. What are they saying? Holy shit, they're saying. Oh, that's why they're so hyped, because they're out there. They're in New Orleans. I'm like, duh. A rock concert too? All right, there's a little shade of my final boss. That's what I'm looking for. What else is there? Finish the story. Yes. STD having trailer park trash. And he's back. See, this is the final boss I'm looking for. Crackhead Karens, meth head Marys, STD having trailer park trash. You know, this is what I've been missing. This is what I'm missing. There he is. All right, now let's talk business. You got 10 minutes, bro. Well, there goes that question answered. That's not the only thing he's here for. The final boss is here to call someone out. I'm going to call out a man who I respect, admire, who we all admire. Cody! Guys, what we doing here, y'all? Everybody sing all together now. Here we go. Adrenaline in my soul. I know Dion is like screaming his head off in front of the TV right now because it's literally his infused self in the ring right now. The people's nightmare. Shout outs to Dion. Whoa. Something, Cody Rhodes. Oh boy. To start the show. Whoa. Live from Women's Wrestling Talk, we have Frankie. Oh my God, these entrances. Enough with these long entrances. Just get to the point. What are we doing here? Frankie does miss mommy when she's work. She also wants to go OUTSIDE. And I know that's why she's really bugging mommy. If I say it, the word, she'll lose her shit. So we have the People's Champion and the American Nightmare. But this doesn't make sense to me because we just saw y'all on social media taking shots of your Terramana tequila after Netflix on Raw. They're hugging and kissing. This is despicable. No. If I have to, I don't know. It is okay, but she also has to learn, like her mommy, to have some patience. Aw, Bobby says I like Frankie. You and Shiva having popcorn too, Dad? Nice. This is gas mask. This is exactly what I said. I said this should have opened the show. It's been literally 15 minutes and not one thing. Let me shut up. I'm just shut up. I got to, you know what? I have to do exactly what I posted last night and listen to Undertaker because he said just shut up and enjoy the show. And that's what I'm going to do.
Ever since last year, WrestleMania, we've actually become good friends.
But what about that last segment? Or did I imagine that? Shut up. Shut up, honey. Shut up. Yes. Oh, Raw Netflix.
Down by your feet. As a matter of fact, I told everybody that you carried this company like an incredible champion that you are. Thank you very much, Cody Rhodes. I said it and I meant it. As a matter of
Gummy.
fact, that night in Los Angeles, we went in the back. We drank Terramana tequila
Give me
for
one.
about 2 hours and we had a good old time. We chopped it up. We had a blast.
But
I wanted to call you out here for something, Cody, because it's important. And that is this. Here's the thing.
Rock, just slap him. Slap him again. Just do it. Something.
Champion.
You are a great champion. You are a great WWE champion.
We have texted over the months. As a matter of fact, we become good friends. As a matter of fact, our moms have become good friends. Show the picture of our mom.
Oh, how cute is that, though? That is the most heartwarming picture I've ever seen. Mama Rhodes and Mama Rock.
So it's been a pleasure becoming your friend. But I called you out here. I wanted to see you face to face, eye to eye, because I wanted you to know a few things. Number one is this. You've been a great champion. But Cody, I need you to understand something.
Get to it, Dwayne.
The final boss is on the board of TKO. And TKO owns WWE. The Rock is the director of the board of TKO. As a matter of fact, don't boo that. The Rock's good friend and consigliere, who you know, Ari Emanuel, who owns everything. As a matter of fact, that joke with him, I said, Ari, can you believe that you own the WWE? He was like, listen, I don't know WWE, Rock. You own WWE. I was like, listen, I don't know if I own WWE, but I do know that I am the most powerful. Cody, you are a great champion. But my friend, I want you to be something that is more than a great champion. You to be something that's more than our champion. I want you to be my champion.
Huh? What are we doing?
I certainly didn't expect you and I to become friends, or the moms to become friends, or the
Guys, I'm getting a little irritated and annoyed. I don't know if I even like this.
Your champion. I think you above all people know I'm their champion.
You think that's what it is, Boza? He wants to turn Cody to a corporate champion? I
Yes, yes, you are their champion, proudly their champion. Of course you are. The Rock is a people's champion, and I love that about you. And this is our universe. WWE is us. We were born into this business, so it's in our DNA. But Cody, I'm talking about something much more, much bigger than just this. I know for a fact that your number one goal is to bring as much joy and love and happiness to everybody around the world, as many people around the world as possible. Is that right? Yes. Because you are that guy. You're that dude, and I know it, and they
Like,
you communicate through social media, Instagram. How many Instagram followers do you have? You have a lot. You have millions. You have millions. Yes. You have millions.
I'm annoyed at this right now. That's why I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at this segment right now. This could have, like, why did this even need to happen tonight?
It's The Rock is the most followed American man in the world, and I want that for you. And that's a fact. Rock is here. I want you to be here. That's what I mean by being my champion. Cody Rhodes, if you become my champion, I can open up doors and possibilities for you that you never knew existed. If you become my champion, every dream you've ever had, I can make come true. Every dream of your wife, every dream of your little baby, who I know. I invited you to the premiere of Moana 2 in Hawaii.
I wasn't invited to the Moana premiere in Hawaii. The Rock with his
Your baby's dreams. When you and I are no longer here, we're in the clouds walking. I can make all that come true for you. I just need you to be my champion.
What are you talking about? What does he mean? Whose man's is this? This isn't my final boss. Or is this how we get Homelander Cody? Do we get Homelander Cody through the final boss? Where he's Homelander and the final boss is Homeboy who is running the corporate? Mm-mm. He said, I'll come out and slap the syphilis right off your face. Oh my God.
That I have never, that I want more than anything is a brother.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You know this. My goal was to face my cousin Roman Reigns for the WWE title. You know it, and you know it. And when I came back, I talked to Triple H, who's my friend. I talked to Nick Khan, who's my friend. Both of them are your friends. I said, I know it's not in the plan. I know it's supposed to be Cody. Talk to Cody. We're going to have to move him aside because this is best for business. The biggest match ever, The Rock and Roman Reigns. You got to make it happen.
Roman Reigns, he said. He's saying fuck that on here. Rock, you're gonna get us like shut down.
Stood up to me. And you know what else you did in front of the world?
You finished the story.
You slapped me. And no one does that. Gets away with it. But that's why you are special. And that's why you should be my champion. And that's why I will take you from here to here. I will
If he doesn't agree to his terms, he's gonna take the title away.
you and generations behind you. Your
Maybe that's something that Cody needs.
they were friends. You and I are friends.
Maybe that's something that Cody needs. We haven't seen a corporate version of Cody.
I want you to think about it. I want you to go home and talk to your wife. I want you to hold that.
This is one of the few times where Cody hasn't said shit since he's been in the ring.
I will meet you in Toronto, Canada, at Elimination Chamber on March 1st.
Oh, you gonna be there? Oh, he's gonna be there in Toronto? I'm not even annoyed or anything, JMO. It's just that this is frustrating because I'm not sure what the hell Dwayne is trying to get at. Like, we should just get to the point. I know I ramble a lot sometimes, but Dwayne rambling for fucking, it's been 30 minutes. What do you want? He wants the undisputed title.
This championship, my championship, their championship, this is what all of this is about. You want
No. My brother. I don't want that. I want your soul.
Who are they painting The Rock out to be? A corporate devil? Is Dwayne Johnson the new devil Vince? The new corporate Triple H that betrayed Randy Orton? And are we going to see like Cody be like Stone Cold and beat the shit out of The Rock all year? Is this what we're trying to go for? We're going for Stone Cold, like a Stone Cold Vince situation, but Cody's version? Is that what we're doing? Boza, see, you feel me. That is pretty demonic as fuck to say, though. I want your soul. But his soul rushes through adrenaline, not electricity. The Rock's corporate ministry? No, I agree. I think this totally could have gone without being 25 fucking minutes. Absolutely. But is that what we're trying to get at? Cody's such a good fucking actor. So The Rock came back to announce New Orleans next year. And then he also came back to say that he wants a corporate champion. That's what it sounded like to me, right? This totally could have been a good 20 minutes at most. Guys, we're going to get Homelander Cody. I think, all right. Dwayne. Dwayne, you need. You don't need to do anything, Dwayne. You don't need to do anything. I'm just someone who watches the product and is an analyst of my own, with what I see from my own eyes. But Dwayne, these 20-minute, 30-minute thing, like, you could do this on Instagram, bro. Like like you did last year. Like, it's not, I'm sorry, Rocky, but no. Like, you got to come up with a better delivery than that. Because at first, like, I'm confused. Like, I didn't know if you were talking about, like, you said you wanted a brother. Then you said you want that. Then you said you want him to be your champion. I'm confused. What do you want? Like, I so would have gone for like one of your usual promos that you did, like when you were in Texas, in the stadium. Like, there's no way that it should have taken that long for everything to land the way it did. That could have been delivered so much better. I don't know who wrote that. I don't think anybody wrote that. And if somebody did, it was Dwayne. And far be it from me to say Dwayne does bad promos, but I'm just saying that was just a very spiral fucking, like, I felt like I was on a hamster wheel for a good minute, and I'm just like, all right, I'm ready to get off this wheel. So when's the important part? When do we get out? You know what I mean? But Dad, listen, I will say this. I'm not mad at The Rock for taking his time. He's the final boss. He says Vince used to do the same thing, kinda. But at least Vince got to the point. And Vince would clarify and make clear what his intentions were for being out there. I thought 3 different things. I thought 3, 4 different things were happening. I wasn't sure if I wasn't sure if he was going to just announce WrestleMania and then leave, and then all of a sudden he stayed. So it seemed like he was there for something important. He wanted to call out Cody, but he said he on social media that's not what it was. You know what I mean? It came off like he was coming to fuck some shit up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, guys. That I don't think that was the best Dwayne Johnson delivery. That was just as bad as the last time him and Cody were in the ring together, which was for excuse me, before he went off to do the movies. There's a WWE post-event press conference immediately following SmackDown tonight on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Facebook, and X, with Dwayne Johnson, the TKO board member. I'm not sure. Like, that's also the other thing too. Like, who are you? Are you Dwayne Johnson, the final boss TKO board member, Rocky? Or are you like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm just so confused because I'm not used to seeing The Rock deliver bad promo. Like, that delivery was not good. Like, you were better off just letting Cody Rhodes do the talking. That's one of the first times Cody Rhodes was in the ring with a mic in his hand and did not speak one word. Well, like barely. Or maybe like a sentence. That's it. And mind you, now it's 10:15. So we're going to deal with this match and then what? The tag team match also? I'm not sure, guys. I don't know what to think. I have no idea what to think. Like, I could have easily gone with a Liv and Naomi match. There's no disrespect to The Rock, Dad. You know how I feel about The Rock. But that promo, like, come on. You mean to tell me you weren't like, this is how I felt. Like, if I watch this show back, I'm going to be pretty much seeing myself like this. Like, that's how I basically felt the whole time. And I'm just like, dude, that there's no way that segment should have escaped us. That is the first time we've seen Cody and The Rock in the ring together since last year. I don't know. For literally 25 minutes straight, I was sitting there like, all right, Dwayne, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Like, first he said he wanted like 3 to 4 different things. And then the whole friend thing and our moms and this, that, like, why did we even get here with these two? They should have never done that at Netflix where they showed them cheersing and everything like that. Like, they should have never done that. There's no way. They should have never done that. It ruined everything. It's ruined everything. Because now, how are we going to ever get back to the whole Cody versus the final boss situation? Like the same way we did last year. Like this year, final boss and Cody isn't the same as last year's final boss and Cody. He wanted Cody to be his brother, like, right, Jeffrey? Like, he wanted to be his brother. Then he was like, I want you to be my champion. I want you to be this. I want you to be that. Like, just say you want the freaking title, dog. Just say that. Just say that, like, man, if I pull up a Vince McMahon promo, and it's not, I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm saying since Vince McMahon for the sake of the fact that this is The Rock posing as a boss, you know, like he is a boss and a shareholder of TKO and on the board. So I'm just saying, like, if he wants to pull the Vince McMahon card, you gotta deliver better than that, because I could pull up any Vince promo right now. If Vince started the show, he'd welcome everyone, talk about events that have recently transpired, go right into the fact of his intentions and what his intentions are and why he's there, and get right to the point. And he would pull it off very eloquently, because Vince McMahon was very well spoken. And I'm not talking about Vince McMahon outside of wrestling. I'm talking about Vince McMahon when it came to wrestling. When that music hit on Monday nights and he was about to come out and talk stuff, he made sure his points got across. Like, if anything, you should have had Cody come out. Cody's the one who's a little bit more eloquent in mic speaking these days. So have Cody come out, maybe have him introduce WrestleMania in New Orleans, and then you have The Rock come out. And The Rock, you know what I mean? Like The Rock say that there's some unfinished business. Like I've been saying all last summer. Otherwise, what's the point of bringing him out of Bad Blood when it's Roman and Cody and he does like this symbol and all this stuff? Like, what's the whole point? Like, that just really drove me insane. I felt like I was crazy for a second. Like, I'm like, why isn't he getting to the point? So now he wants his soul. Wow. He wants his soul. Okay. I guess. Or you know what? Are we possibly seeing the fact that, all right, let's just get out of the way of the complaining and stuff. Let's talk about what just happened. Could we possibly see The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, could be the reason why Cody starts turning Homelander-ish? Could there be a way that we see a Dwayne The Rock Johnson mess with Cody Rhodes the same way John Cena used to get messed with Triple H and the Authority? Could we see Cody versus Rock at Mania, or are we going to get that next year at Mania? And this year we're just going to get a whole year of back and forth, the same way we did with Cena. I don't know. And not for nothing, Jeffrey, that's a very good point. That's the Undertaker's job of taking souls. And if I'm not mistaken, the Rock was handled by that same man who is the taker of souls. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Jeffrey. Undertaker is the taker of souls, right? And when you take someone's soul, you take everything from them. You take away their innocence, their passion, their love, their feeling, everything about them that makes them them when you take their soul. What if, all right, this might sound stupid, but hear me out. What if What if The Undertaker appearing at WrestleMania last year? Because who did this is how it happened. You had Jimmy and Jay come out, then you had Solo come out, then you had Cena come out, then you had The Rock come out, and after The Rock came out, you had Taker come out. And Taker, well, excuse me, you also had Seth come out as the Shield, but you also had Taker come out. Taker dropped The Rock, and then Roman lost, and Cody finished his story. Not that Taker could be involved, Dad, but I'm just saying Taker could be the real reason why The Rock is this way. He is the taker of souls. Taker was the last person to choke slam The Rock. Right. So what if this is I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, what if this is long-term storytelling, that the reason why The Rock is not himself or is being this way with Cody is because of his soul being taken from The Undertaker. And now he's also sold his soul somewhat corporately. I think that's something that could work if somebody was really smart or if somebody really wanted to make it interesting. But I just wish that Dwayne didn't deliver it that way. There could have been so many other good ways for him to do it. I feel like it was a bit rushed, even though he took his sweet ass time. Not sweet ass time, but it just seemed like he was just going in circles. That's what it was. He wasn't taking his time. He was just going in circles. We didn't need the mom moment. We didn't need, I brought you to Moana too, blah, blah, the premiere and all the plugs and stuff. Like, all we needed was for you to give us a stare down with Cody. You see what I'm thinking though, right? Right. Thanks, Jeffrey. But I think who that? Oh, this the Street Profits. Street Profits have interrupted the match. Well, there goes that tag team title match. I love that they're making Street Profits not play no games now. Like, you got to take them seriously. And guess what? You didn't need to put them with Bobby Lashley to take them seriously either. It's about time we start putting respect on the Street Profits name. Because not for nothing, let's not forget they were in NXT for a long time before they actually moved on up to the main roster. Oh my God, that frog splash was nuts. Here comes Motor City Machine Guns. The Hood Profits. I'm here for that. I'm here for Hood Profits all day. But right, if that's the way to turn Cody, I wouldn't mind it that way. Like, you're about to take Cody and turn him into corporate rock. Hey, Javon. Is Cody going to sell out? Indeed. Junk Punch Hero says Rock long game could befriend Cody to backstab him to get the title back in the family. And could that have to do with Jacob? Or Solo or any of them? Maybe. I don't know. Because Jacob has mentioned wanting to bring back a title to the family. Just saying. Dad says this is a perfect way for a Cody heel turn, like Seth did, like Austin did, etc. Like The Rock did. The Rock did it too. Did we not forget talking about it here? We talked about it here with Dion all the time on kayfabe. But do we not forget the biggest corporate sellout, and one of the biggest corporate sellouts in history was The Rock when he joined forces with Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 17 against Stone Cold. Someone mentioned before maybe The Rock will get Cody's trust and then betray him. Just my opinion. Good to see. Says you used to watch Power Rangers. I did. Yep. All day. I used to watch Power Rangers so much that I was the Pink Ranger 2 years in a row for Halloween. This has been a weird night. That if that promo wasn't so weird. Like, you know what I think it was too, guys? We were so amped up and overly excited and finding out like we were just so lost in the shuffle of what was going on and just like, oh my God, The Rock, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That once we got it, we were like, okay. This could have easily it could have easily been a sickening final boss vignette or promo or live via satellite or whatever the hell in an interview for freaking like with The Rock from the view of a big boardroom office with high windows and him standing in a suit and telling Cody that he wants his soul, like sitting there like Morpheus with the shades and at the head of the board table, the board meeting or whatever it is. So I think that would be cool. That would have been cool if they did it that way. I understand when you announce The Rock for an event, you want to put asses in seats, so you want to have him there physically. But I think that I would have been fine with just a sickening Instagram post of The Rock calling out Cody for a title shot or just saying like, I want your soul and I want you to fight for me and be my champion. Like something like that. I'm not sure why he didn't just come out and say that. He didn't have to just go ahead and give the whole spiel. Like, yes, we know we got robbed of a great main event. Yes, we know we got Cody finishing the story. Yes, we got Mama Rose and Mama Rock hanging out. Okay, but I don't think anybody cares about that. I think everybody cares about finishing this story that's between you and The Rock, or you and Cody, apparently. Mackenzie Johnson says, so Undertaker's controlling The Rock. I wouldn't say not necessarily controlling The Rock. I'm just saying that, it's a domino effect. Kind of like how Cross is turning, is kind of like turning everybody, like the slow cook of Cross turning everybody for the last year. That every person he deals with turns to the dark side or the Fiend, the way it used to happen like that as well. But that was just a really strange way of doing it. I don't know. How about an Attitude Era Council? Rock, Taker, Triple H, and Shawn. I mean, that's technically what is happening right now. That is literally what is happening right now. Signs of the night. Oh, Alexa Bliss responded to the glitch. So apparently last year in that glitch, there was some words, scrambled up words that came up. Shout outs to
quite sure how to help you with that.
the damn Alexa always picks up when I say her name and I hate it. Shout outs to my boy Joe WrestleBuzz on Instagram. We do a lot of collaborations on posts and wrestling news. There was a glitch that popped up last week during the segment with Nia, Alexa, and Candice LeRae. And the scrambled words spell out the sentence or the question, do you feel in charge? And Alexa Bliss responded to that tonight in her vignette and said, I am in charge. Seems like a battle of wills going on, a battle of the mind. Okay. All right. The Rock wants Cody Rhodes to be his champion. Long story short, guys, The Rock wants Cody Rhodes to be his champion. Give him an answer by Elimination Chamber. The Rock doesn't want the title. He wants Cody's soul. Okay. A sign should have said, "Get to the point, Rock." Yeah. Ooh, this is interesting right here, Dad. Dad says, "Hey, could Cena be part of this Rock scenario? Best for business." And Jeffrey does say here, Cena was not acting like himself when he entered himself into that chamber. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is WrestleMania 41. This is in Vegas. And this is also a WrestleMania that has to outdo last year, which was projected as one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time. How do you follow one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time? You might have been onto something there, Dad. You might be onto something there. Oh. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn hanging out to film a promo of him pretending like he's spying on them. You better hope he don't see you. Kevin Owens calling Sami Zayn proud and selfish. It's all your fault, Sammy. It's all your fault. It's all Cody's fault. Right. Sammy let KO do a promo in other rooms. Yep. He's like, go to the other room and do that real quick. But that match is unsanctioned. And I'm not sure how many fights these two have had together, but I'm going to assume this is fight 3,538. For those of you who don't know, that is sarcasm. Now it's all about will Cody accept the final boss's offer? Here we go. Main event, 20-minute match. We still could have had Liv versus Naomi. We are down to the final match, guys. Dad says KO needs to win this. He hasn't won in a while. I agree. I definitely think that KO is going to be the one to win this one for sure. I don't see Sammy coming out winning on that. Especially if his family is going to be involved. You know, they're going to go the sensitive route. It's going to be AJ Styles and Samoa Joe all over again. Oh, Wendy. All Pies, the Baker's champion. Really, Junk Punch Hero? Jeffrey says, and honey, they kept emphasizing that Cena put himself in the chamber like it's not him, like he's not being himself. That is interesting. I think that's something we need to watch out for. I wonder if John Cena's pissed off at Cody too. And I think I know why The Rock would approach Cody about this situation again. Because it's like, if you put your pride aside to join forces with my cousin, what makes you think you wouldn't do it for me? I think that's what it, I don't know. I don't know. I need to marinate on this. I need to think, because this is a lot. That was a lot without it even needing to be a lot. The WrestleMania 42 announcement could have been an email, he said. It's so crazy. It's so hard to care about the last 45 minutes of Smack. Like I feel like there was something that could have, I don't know, man. There's going to be no, I think we got spoiled. I just probably got spoiled. That's all. I got spoiled. There's nothing's going to be bigger than what I got last year, and the slap and the build up and both slaps, and then the Rock concert and the Cody Crybaby trending, the beating in the rain on the bus and all that shit. Like, I guess we got spoiled. That's what it is. I think it's so funny that though the whole SmackDown the whole SmackDown show tonight begins it begins and it's in the middle and it ends with the bloodline. Oh God. Yeah, gas mask. I agree. I hope this helps. And because the gas mask says this was the biggest disappointment I've had in a show. It's the first this year, I would say. It was the first this year. This would be the first disappointing one. Boza says SmackDown will be an interesting topic tomorrow on kayfabe. Yeah, it should be. To say the least. Oh, that's cool. Shout out to my boy NXT with Najee and Cricket Wireless. He was a sweepstakes winner and got some VIP treatment, which was cool for the Royal Rumble. I didn't even see that. That's what's up. Hey, yo, the internet is already trolling Dwayne. They have a video here of like a dancing video, like somebody dancing, and it says this is The Rock after wasting 30 minutes and wanting Cody's soul. Oh, yes, a new episode of LFG starts this weekend. Did anybody here get to see the first LFG episode? And if so, what did you guys think? I absolutely love what I see so far. My girl Tyra May Steele. I feel like she could go all the way and win this. The whole thing. Legit. Bosa said I didn't. It was amazing. I was shocked how much it grabbed my attention. Not for nothing. If I was Tyra May Steele, I would have take her as my trainer as well. That's the best book of knowledge you could ever learn from in the business. Anthony Luke chose Booker T. Anthony Luke, when Bubba Ray said, because I even said it while he was having his match. I even said to I was even saying to Patch you because we were watching the episode with our family, and I was like, I totally see The Rock in this guy. The way he snaps, the way he sells, the way he just, he has a good snap in the ring. So the first instance I thought of, I was like, okay, that's Dwayne Johnson energy for sure. Like young Dwayne, hungry, ready to go. Not Dwayne Johnson, TKO board member Dwayne that rambles and talks in circles. So just saying. Yeah. But I thought that when Bubba Ray Dudley, like 2 minutes later, literally said the same thing I said. Patchy looked at me like you just said that. I was like, I know. It's not like I don't know my shit. I like to think I know my shit. Uh-oh. Yada I mean. He said hit my music, not even Solo's music. Good to see Solo back though, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, like I said, I'll acknowledge Jacob as my tribal chief. I'm here for this bloodline. I'll call this a bloodline right here. And I need that all gas, no brakes t-shirt stat. Everybody knew it, bro. Everybody knew it. The minute we saw Jacob, we're like, nah, this man's the star. He's completely taken Solo shine. It's not his fault, not intentional. But I'm just saying, man, look at them. They both have the potential to be dangerous together. And Tama Tonga's no joke either. I wonder how Tonga Loa is doing. This is going to be an ugly match, y'all. The Samoan Werewolf and the Timu Tribal Chief. Right? Like, put everybody, you know what? Put your werewolf ones up if you believe in Jacob Fatu. Dad says, expect some shenanigans here. They're going to turn on Solo. Ooh, do you think they're going for one of these? But then you would need Tama Tonga, wouldn't you? I mean, but then there's also been rumors of Zilla. They're still floating around. Hikuleo. We don't know where all of them will come from, but listen, man. Junk Punch Hero says it's such a simple phrase, but it comes across so well with Jacob. Yeah, it just floats. It's just a feel good thing. It's like Hakuna Matata, just flows right out, you know? Such a fantastic phrase. A wonderful phrase. Bosa says, thanks for crossing the finish line with us, honey. It was hard for me to care after Dwayne. I feel you, man. That's what I'm here for. But I'm glad to know, like, you know, when I do these things, another thing that I love doing, you know, another thing that I love about doing these watch alongs with you guys is also realizing that I'm not the only one. You know, I'm not the only one going through the motions of what I'm watching and what I'm seeing. I'm like, you know, y'all were just as confused as I was when Dwayne was out there for a minute. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Now, Dwayne, all I will say is just I love seeing you, but I will just say let's just keep the long promos for when you're on IG and you putting a story or IG live, because those were fun. Those I could handle. I don't know if I can handle you rambling in the ring. I don't like it. It happened in NXT. It happened here. I didn't like it. And I know you do better than that. You're the final fucking boss. Just saying. Sincerely, a wrestling fan that lives in the tri-state. Just that's it. Jeffrey says there's a sign that says Solo acknowledges Jacob. Listen, we all acknowledge Jacob. We've made that specifically clear since the moment this man walked into these doors. The Adventures of Kid Mister. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you personally around here before, but good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And he says, I like Solo and Jacob as a tag team. I kind of do too. When they both came out, I really liked it. I really liked the way it looked on paper. Like if I'm these three, if I'm Jacob, Tamatanga, and Solo, while Tongaloa is still away, I would be making them like a bloodline New Day. Just have them rotating tag teams, maybe still holding the titles. Maybe we could get Jacob and Solo as tag team champs. But Tamatanga was the one who was eyeing the belts, so maybe Tongaloa will be back soon. Did you just punch the chair? Oh my God, Jacob. That was wild. I thought he fell on his head. Holy shit. This man is wild. Jeffrey said, watch out, Lillian. Bet you if it was Councilman, he'd be like, no, spear her for calling Roxanne Roseanne. Junk Punch Hero says Werewolf Pack Bloodline turns on Solo would be a good way to bring in Zilla and the tall cousin Hikuleo, however it's spelled. Now that is dangerous. That is a more dangerous bloodline than Roman's bloodline. I am not gonna lie. So Councilman, get out of there, sis. Councilman would have totally been with the shits. Totally. Oh man. Oh, what a night. What a night. I just wish that I'm gonna stop complaining about it. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna complain about it. We gotta sit and marinate on it. There's probably other things that we didn't notice that The Rock was saying. The Rock was being very cryptic. He's been very cryptic. He was cryptic the last time because he said he's 20 steps ahead, and Roman was announced, 20 something days later that that there was gonna be that bloodline downloadable and the bloodline content for WWE 2K or whatever. But it's like I'm trying with Dwayne. I'm really trying. I'm trying with my patience. I'm really trying not to complain about it. But we just got to take it for what it is. Like Undertaker said, just enjoy the show. I'm not even mad. I'm just like I'm just underwhelmed. I'm just underwhelmed because Dad, like, come on. You mean to tell me that was a Rock promo perfectly delivered? I really want to know your thoughts on it. Like, and if I know you know that I know that you know that I know that we both know that was not a traditional delivery of the Rock's promos. Jacob and Solo dominating in this match. I'm just that but like I said, I'm not mad. It wasn't a great promo, but it's The Rock's house and we live in it. You know what? You're absolutely right. I just don't understand. I just feel like I was being played. You know what I mean? That's all. I just felt like I was being played. I was just like, wait a minute. Like this was supposed to be fun. This was supposed to be like something we were looking forward to.
Why would that man play games with me? Why would you play games with me?
He was Bray Wyatting Uncle Howdy speaking in riddles without the QR codes. Listen, but at least we could understand. Okay. But I did eventually pick up on the fact that maybe this is what's going to help transition Cody into being a corporate champion. If we go that route. But my thing is, why would you even want to announce it, or why would you even want to make it a storyline or a thing? Wouldn't you want it to be a surprise similar to the way it was done the first time, or the time it was done with Stone Cold and The Rock? Because y'all remember the heat they got that night for that build up for WrestleMania 17, Limp Bizkit, for the with the promo song and the back and forth with The Rock and Stone Cold WrestleMania 17, and then all of a sudden The Rock sells out to Vince. I mean, excuse me, Stone Cold sells out to Vince. One of them did. No, Corporate Rock. It was just, I guess. It was just bad. It was just in poor taste. That's all. Dad thinks the best is yet to come. Well, I can only hope. One can only hope. Junk Punch Hero says can't always hit a home run. That is true. There's sometimes where we hit, there's sometimes where we miss. There's good days in the office, there's bad days in the office. Honey, Jeffrey says, honey, imagine if Cody turns heel and The Rock showed up as a surprise and they both shake hands. That's what I mean. That's more impactful. That's legit more impactful. Boza says, I can't imagine the reaction Council will have if Roxy wins this Elimination Chamber. I can't even imagine Councilman's reaction to what happened tonight. I wonder. Let's see. I'm gonna look around in my group chat here, but y'all, I appreciate y'all for sticking with me, whether you liked it, whether you love it, whether you hate it, you will respect it. Thanks for joining the Honey SmackDown watch along. We still have a few more minutes left, but please don't go away too fast. We're gonna do a quick review of the show, quick post show once we're done here. So just make sure that you guys stick around just a little bit longer. I know it's already been 3 hours, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. And I hadn't seen y'all in a while, so I wanted to be able to make some time for you guys tonight, and I'm glad I was able to. Don't forget, tomorrow we have the Kayfabe podcast with Dion and Councilman. Should be a lot of fun. We have quite a few good segments ready for tomorrow. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays with WWT. Don't forget to check out tonight's show from your updated weekly wrestling news on Women's Wrestling Talk. Shout outs to All Caribbean Wrestling, our amazing sponsors over in the Bahamas. They have their Saturday night vibe event this weekend, which will be happening tomorrow. So make sure you check out all the social spaces if you guys are interested in seeing what that's about. And also, I mean, you might want to go really see what that's about, because I heard they got a really bomb ass commentary team. And that will consist of our boss lady TK Trinidad here at Women's Wrestling Talk, as well as our beloved professor. And they're going to be calling all the ins and outs of Saturday Night Vibe. So shout outs to them, and shout outs to you guys in the chat. Shout outs to everybody hanging out with me. Still got a couple of more minutes left in the match, so I just wanted to make sure I did all my plugs now. And I'll do them one more time before we log off for the post show. So far, so good as far as Solo and Jacob, which means that only one thing. Things might be getting a little personal now. Things look too perfect. You know what I mean? Jacob, excuse me, Solo was trying to go for the Samoan spike, blocked it by Priest. Oh, and there it is. Jacob was going for a super kick to Priest, but Priest ducked in time, and Jacob had just kicked Solo Sikoa. Oh my God. Big Bronson Reed just completely demolished Tama Tonga and Jacob outside. Ran them over. The big boys are here. Oh my God. Damian Priest with a south of heaven to Solo Sikoa. And that is a 1, 2, 3. Oh. For lack of better terms,
It's meat.
that match was pure meat. And that was some good big back action right there. Shout outs to Braun Strowman and Damian Priest. Congratulations to them on their win tonight. Now, normally I would say Jacob got some explaining to do, but Jacob don't got to explain shit to nobody. So, I will just say that. I will just leave that there. But that was a very good win. And it's also a good welcome back for Solo, I'm sure, you know. Oh boy, next Friday we're at Toronto, Canada, and it is the go home show of Elimination Chamber. The go home SmackDown. My goodness. Braun hurt himself again. He's hobbling again. That's always the freaking case, and I can't stand it. Can't stand it, but hopefully it was nothing too drastic or too serious. And hopefully he will pull through and be all right. Or maybe he was just selling it really well, which could also be the case. But let's take a quick minute for a quick break. If you need to use the bathroom or get a beverage refill, whatever you need, because we're going to kick off this commercial and we'll get right into our post show after this. But I really, really appreciate y'all for joining me. Like I said, all things Wrestling with Honey on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. Find me on the Kayfabe podcast tomorrow. Find me here on Women's Wrestling Talk every Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. And of course on Fridays doing double duty for our watch alongs. I really, really appreciate y'all. Just stick around with me for 10 more minutes. I'm going to put a commercial on and we'll be right back. And we're going to review the show, get into everything. And I'll send you guys on your merry little way. And you could tuck yourselves in and go to sleep because it's getting late over here. Especially if you're on the East Coast. It's getting pretty late. But I appreciate y'all. And I'll be back in a second.
Episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave! Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Oh, yeah. Shout outs to All Caribbean Wrestling. As I said, of course, they got Saturday Night Vibe this weekend. So make sure you check out all their socials just to be up to date and in the loop for their matches. You could also check them out on the All Caribbean Wrestling app. So that way you can watch along and make sure you guys check out their event tomorrow, this weekend. A lot of big things happening, but we are getting into our post-show section of the night. And yeah, that was quite the watch along. It is 11:03 over here on the East Coast. And of course, I am your hostess, Wrestling with Honey. For the last 3 hours, we went on a long journey through our Honey Night SmackDown watch along, and it was quite eventful in some ways. So let's just get right into it really quickly. There might have been some confusion because of everything that transpired with the announcement of The Rock being involved tonight for tonight's show. About a few matches being cut, a few matches not happening. We weren't sure, and it turns out there was one match that did get cut. We had but originally for the night, we kicked it off with Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre. Let's see. And they went 1-on-1. Jimmy actually ended up getting the win. Drew McIntyre unfortunately has lost, but I don't think he should. I think he should take that loss with a grain of salt because he is still in the chamber, however, but I'm sure it's not fun being embarrassed by yet another member of the bloodline that humiliated you for years. So I understand Drew's angry and his sentiments for that, but he'll be okay. But nevertheless, they did put on a really, really good showing 1-on-1. I kind of like the breakout that Jimmy Uso is finally receiving. I think it's come a little too late in my opinion, but better late than never. Drew McIntyre apparently was seen on social media after the match leaving with all smiles and pretty much happy about what he had done to Jey Uso even after the bell was rung and after he lost fair and square. So yeah. No telling what else will transpire from those two, what other things will transpire from those two going at each other, but we will see Drew McIntyre in the Elimination Chamber next Saturday, and there's still one more episode of SmackDown before we get there. But nevertheless, this was definitely, I agree, Boza, a great win for Big Jim, and I think he's on his way finally. So shout outs to Big Jim for the win. Shout outs to Drew McIntyre. You win some, lose some, but hey, guess what? You're in the chamber. You still have a title shot opportunity. Make the most of that. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get my notes here together. Okay. But that was actually quite fun. That was a good kickoff. I personally thought that they would have started it with the tag team match, I think, just to make it a little like hype and eventful, but that's fine. I'll take it. We also had something that I was really loving all night. We also had 2 vignettes. Well, we had 3 technically, but it was only Charlotte Flair. It was a vignette for Charlotte Flair and her response to TIFFY time and choosing her for Mania. There was a wonderful vignette with Alexa Bliss, and there was a fantastic vignette with my personal favorite, Madame Zelina Vega, who's finally going to be getting the TV time that she deserves. So I'm looking forward to this really cool, fresh start for her. I love the look of her vignette. Very anime, very her, like, pretty much what she's all about if you do follow all things Zelina Vega. So yeah, the aesthetics were there, the promo was there, the attitude was there. We know she can deliver. We know she can overcome, and we know she's really great on the mic and capturing attention. So I think it's going to be a very bright future for my friend Zelina Vega. So shout outs to those ladies for those promos and vignettes. Alexa Bliss Also, I will add an extra note. Alexa Bliss did respond to a glitch from last week about her feeling in control while she was in contact with Nia Jax last week in a segment backstage. So it looks like that we are going to be getting an Alexa Bliss and Wyatt Six interaction soon. In what way, shape, or form, I have no idea. I can't even predict or give you honeypot predictions as to what that could look like, because at this point, I don't know what to expect, guys. I really don't. I don't know what to expect every week anymore. It's really hard even to do predictions now because of things that get changed. Number one, of things that, of also things that, you know, that are pre-recorded. That's the biggest one. There's also, things that, like, certain things that just make you think that it's not going to go the way they say it's planned, and they will change, just like tonight kind of happened a little bit. We also had Pretty Deadly versus DIY in a tag team match, which unfortunately ended in a bit of which ended a bit awry because of an interruption from the Street Profits, and they made their presence known and pretty much beat up both teams, with Motor City Machine Gun coming to the defense as well. Motor City Machine Guns. And yeah, I smell a really nasty fatal 5-way or fatal 4-way tag team match with these two. And I think it's time that we put Street Profits at the forefront, not for nothing. And this version of Street Profits, for sure. We've seen them be New Day and very fun with us for quite some time now. So I love this change up. I love this edginess that they have. I think it's good for them, and it's what they needed. I wouldn't. Hey, Fernando, good to see you, buddy. I don't know if SmackDown was totally fire, but it was good. That's your opinion, and you are totally entitled to it. So if you thought it was fire, it was fire. I thought it was okay. I don't know, maybe I'm not sure what I was expecting tonight. And maybe that's why I kind of felt the way I did afterwards, because it was just underwhelming. And when you hype yourself up so much for something that it doesn't deliver what you want it to, and you're like, oh, it kind of crashed me out a little bit, because the whole night we were waiting for Dwayne, but we'll get to that in a second. So there was also Tiffany Stratton versus Candice LeRae. She had a pretty good match back and forth with Candice LeRae. I love the TV time that Candice LeRae is getting, because Mrs. Wrestling does deserve it. Of course, she didn't come out without her queen. She attended with Nia Jax at her side. Unfortunately, there were some kind of shenanigans looking to happen, but of course, a WWE Hall of Famer had something to say about that, which was Trish Stratus, and she helped TIFFY time as well, but Nia Jax got the upper hand, and Bonsai dropped them both stacked tribal chief style, which is wild. So that's pretty crazy. Not sure what that bodes for the future of Trish Stratus and Tiffy Stratton. It seems like it's back to the drawing board for them. And Charlotte Flair just happened to also be by on commentary as well, watching, and of course teasing and taunting Tiffy time. But I feel like we're gonna get a very, very angry Tiffy. Yeah, y'all gonna stop poking Tiffy. Y'all gonna stop sleeping on Tiffy time, because set your clocks. She's gonna let you know. The stacked bonsai drop was pretty cool. I really like that for Nia. Let's see. But that was pretty interesting. I love what Trish Stratus is doing. I think it's awesome. I think we could possibly be trying to get Trish, because Trish Stratus and Charlotte Flair have yet to have happened. And I know that's one of Trish Stratus's dream matches. So maybe this could be a segue, not maybe a segue, but maybe this is just a setup for getting to Trish and Charlotte. Maybe Charlotte and Trish, maybe Charlotte won't beat Tiffy the way we all think, because of certain instances and favoritism and things like that we've discussed, or just the way it's written. Um, but yeah, only time will tell. We also had a very fun, interesting tag team match between R-Truth with a mystery partner, and he said that he was a veteran of Louisiana, and versus Miz and Carmelo Hayes, which apparently Miz is trying to call themselves Mellow Don't Miz, which is hilarious, I think. And the Louisiana legend ended up becoming, as R-Truth announced, Louisiana Knight, or AKA LA Knight, which was pretty funny. Came out with beads and a po' boy and ready to kick some ass. And they actually were not able to finish the job, unfortunately. Miz and Carmelo Hayes got the upper hand on R-Truth and LA Knight, unfortunately, due to also an interruption from Shinsuke Nakamura, outside interference, which was pretty crazy. I'm glad we're finally seeing Shinsuke taking strikes the way he's used to, only because of we've been seeing him in the background for the last few weeks. You know what I mean? Just lurking and taunting and looking around. Like this past week was the first time we've heard him speak and looking for a worthy challenger and everything like that for his title. It looks like we might be getting Shinsuke and LA Knight again, guys. So buckle up. Buckle up, buttercups. We also had Damian Priest and Braun Strowman and Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. That was the final match of the night. And it ended with a win for Damian Priest and Braun Strowman. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of a misunderstanding between Solo Sikoa and Jacob. Jacob was going to go for the super kick on Damian Priest. Damian Priest ducks out the way, and Solo Sikoa ate that one. I'm not sure what kind of chemistry these two are going to have next week, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty intense. And we are literally a week away from the chamber now. So go home show, I'm sure we'll be finding out where Solo and Jacob stand. Now, finally, two more things that I wanted to say for last. Liv Morgan and Naomi. Liv Morgan and Naomi was advertised to happen tonight on SmackDown. They were scheduled to have a one-on-one. There's been a whole issue of, who attacked Jade and what have you, and it's still ongoing due to the footage that Nick Aldis found, or was it Adam Pearce? One of them. Due to the evidence that WWE found videotapes of Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan leaving the scene where Jade got attacked, obviously has been on the mind of Bianca and Naomi. They are very hell-bent on the fact that it was definitely them. Well, Naomi is anyway. Bianca was real quiet, but I digress. It turned out that match didn't even end up being a match, y'all. It was supposed to be a tag team, not a tag team match. It was one-on-one, and they had announced it throughout the night. They even advertised it. That match didn't end up happening. Instead, it just ended up being an entrance for Bianca and Naomi to come out to jam out to the song. And before they could even get in the ring and for there to even be a ref, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez take advantage of the situation and attack them from behind, pretty much preventing the match from even happening. Not sure how I feel about that. And I know why it happened. Dwayne had to drop the helicopter and make a visit. So, not sure where this story is going to go. It still leaves it very open-ended for us to still find out possibly who could have had attacked Jade, but I think we won't be finding anything out till Chamber. I also think that the girls also have their tag team titles defended on Raw. So I think that's where it gets started. Monday night, they're losing those titles. By the time we get to Friday, or by the time we get to that Chamber, and Bianca and Naomi don't have any titles anymore, and it's every woman for themselves in that Chamber, things are going to look a lot different than they did when they won. So I think everybody should brace themselves for this. Because somebody's gonna get this work, and apparently somebody's going to a funeral, and it ain't Naomi or Bianca. Apparently it's Jade. So I can't wait. Can't wait to see what happens with that. Cannot wait to see what happens with that. Waiting very patiently for this story to finish to find out exactly the answer as to who took out Jade Cargill. Can't wait till she comes back. It's been awfully quiet without her, if you ask me. And it's always a weird time around it's always a weird time around this year, because it's like you're questioning a lot of things, but then you're not sure of a lot of things also. And then you're also like, you're noticing like the momentum is changing. Everything's moving around. They also made those budget cuts and cut a lot of superstars from the roster. So it's so many moving pieces and moving parts to all of this. But at the end of the day, it all leads to all roads lead to the final boss, apparently, because Cody Rhodes and the final boss, apparently they just keep meeting. They just keep crossing paths. And in this case, The Rock came back this evening to announce that breaking news as of earlier, New Orleans will be the place that will host WrestleMania 42. And this is the third time in 12 years that New Orleans has been the host of WrestleMania, and they've done really well. So I'm really looking forward to how this is going to go for the next year. But we didn't even get to this Mania yet. And with all that being said, it makes me wonder what is coming. What could be happening in Vegas this year? And just when you thought you couldn't be any more confused or any more unsure of what could be happening, The Rock was speaking in damn near circles tonight, guys. Circles. And unfortunately, it kind of lost everybody, at least everybody here. I think there could have been so many other ways for that segment to have been written. I think Cody Rhodes should have been the one to speak, and maybe The Rock to say less. But I'm not sure. But I think The Rock, at the end of the day, I think what we're seeing here is the beginning of the heel turn of Cody. It's going to be, or the possible heel turn of Cody, because he has to give an answer. The final boss, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, had bragged and politicked his way through that segment, talking about how he's on the board of directors, he's with the owner, and he knows this and he knows that, and he has this people, and he has connections, and he can help you get to your dreams for the dreams of your wife, your child, da da da. All of that just to say he wants Cody's soul. I literally every sentence, Jeffrey, that's so funny. I literally was saying, like, get to the point. Okay, Dwayne, what do you want? What do you want? And calling him brother, saying our mothers hung out. Like, the whole time I'm confused, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, you was just banging this man's head on a bus, bleeding him out in the rain months ago. Where the hell did this come from? Like, what's the big, maybe there's a bigger picture and a bigger story here that I am not seeing. Because think about it. And I mentioned it earlier on the watch along, if you guys were watching. You have to outdo last year's WrestleMania. I was at that WrestleMania. That was damn near one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time. Like, and every year, yes, they do it big, but that literally was big. The card, the crowd, the selling out, the location, the Cody Rhodes finishing the story, the build up, the Rock, the slap, the Roman, the 2-night Mania, the brother versus brother. There was just so many good things about it. It's like, how do you outdo that this year? And if you're gonna outdo that this year, Rock, you need to get on it with delivering this a little bit better without rambling. I'm not sure if it was excitement or just, adrenaline rush or whatever. I mean, some of us can go off the fly, some of us can't. And I don't want to sit here and disrespect The Rock. I'm not going to sit here and say that he can't go off the top on any mic, because he can go toe to toe with anybody on the mic. But I'm just saying, I don't know if he was prepared. Because it's like, dude, I wanted to right. Why does basically, yeah, like now that it's done, Jeffrey, I'm laughing because why did he take this long to say he wants Cody to embrace the dark side? Like, why did it should never take you that long. I don't think it took Darth Vader that long to explain to Luke, to join the dark side. You know what I mean? Like, it took him longer for him to get to the dark side than it did to tell him. So it's like, ugh, I don't know, Dwayne. But I trust you, Dwayne. I trust you. I trust you to give me something good this year. I trust all of you. Cody, Triple H, all of y'all are at the helm. Y'all, come on now. We need to fix something. And first, and also, we need to stop scrapping women's matches, okay? I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say that y'all do it all the time, but a lot of the time, it's a woman's match getting scrapped. Literally. So it's like, I don't know if I want that, but I don't know, guys. I don't know, but it was a weird segment. It was confusing, but at least I think we understood the gist of it. This is going to be the way we get to heel Cody, Homelander Cody, whatever you want to call him. This is what it's going to be. And that is pretty much all I have to say about that. I guess we'll just have to wait. Cody Rhodes has till Elimination Chamber to give him an answer. I will say this was one of the first times that I've ever seen Cody speechless, because that's rare. Like, I've never seen him talk, barely. Like I've always seen him with a mic in his hand and he talks all the time. This time it was like a sentence, two, and maybe a sentence fragment. But yeah. Also, we have Chelsea Green. A challenger for Chelsea Green. Thank you for that, Boza. We have a challenger for Chelsea Green's Women's United States Championship next week. And apparently Nick Aldis said it's going to be a good one. It's going to be next Friday. And next Friday, they are going to be in Toronto as well. So that was a lot, guys. So we are way past 316 Austin 316 time. So which means we need to be getting up out of here and wrapping it up. So, but that was pretty much the review of our post show for Honey Night SmackDown. I will say no Wyatt 6, no glitch, no nothing, but whatever. I had a wonderful time with you guys tonight. I'm so glad y'all hung out with me this evening. I missed y'all. I appreciate y'all. 3 hours is no joke, man, but you guys always make it worth it. Boza, Jeffrey, Dad, Fernando, Cindy, Cousin Ron was in here, D-Ron Kincaid, Junk Punch Hero, Courtney. I know there's more. I'm going to keep looking. I don't care. The Adventures of Kid Mister. Good to see you as well. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Chris Leclerc, Gas Mask. JMO 1000. Bobby. Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much for coming on in and hanging out with us. This was a good time. It's always a good time with you guys, but shout outs to everybody for hanging. It's really not easy to go through this for 3 hours. It really isn't, but you, like I said, and I always say, you guys make it worth it, and I appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, because you guys are going to catch me here with the boys at Kayfabe Podcast. We got a really cool show lined up for you guys. We also have one more week till the chamber. We might be having a watch along, might not sure. we will be seeing and checking in with the boss lady, of course, after they come back from Bahamas. But make sure you guys check us out here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays on all the streaming platforms on all things women's wrestling talk. You can find me here as well. Find me here doing double duty on Fridays. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Happy Friday. For some of y'all, it's about to be Saturday. For some of y'all, it's already Saturday. So shout outs to everybody. You guys take care. Have a good weekend. If you're in the tri-state, please bundle up and stay warm. It's fucking cold out here. It is so cold out here. But yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for joining the Sweetest Use, your hostess with the mostest, OTC acknowledger, final boss follower, digital tag team champion, one half of digital tag team champions, I should say. Shout outs to Courtney, shout outs to Will, shout outs to Ced, shout outs to Jacob, shout outs to Dion, shout outs to the whole crew at Women's Wrestling Talk, shout outs to the professor and boss lady. Hope you guys are being safe out there and having fun in the Bahamas. You guys take care and have a good night. And you guys don't ever forget it. You guys are watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Night, night, y'all.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.